Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Ministry of Tourism is urging taxi operators to become active and functioning members of one of the island's taxi associations. At the April 14th closing ceremony of the Ministry's 2015 Taxi Operators Training Course, Policy and Regulations Officer John Hanley cited the benefits of the taxi operators joining an association.
Concessions will not be granted to you unless you're members of a taxi association, and we're very serious about that. One of the objectives of the taxi policy is that we want to empower taxi associations. The taxi associations, they have a collective voice, they have bargaining power, and when there are concerns and issues from you as a taxi body, we want the issues to come in a cohesive manner. We want the issues to be collectively encapsulated, if you will, and be brought in a professional manner to us at the Ministry of Tourism so that we can deal with these matters.
Meantime, President of the Nevis Taxi Drivers Association, Cavell Jeffers, reminded the participants that taxi associations have a vital role to play in the development of taxi business on Nevis.
Sometimes you need a representation from the associations and the people involved in the business to have a collected voice. And sometimes you do need one person or two persons to do that. And that is one of the reasons why the associations were formed. The taxi associations are formed not to really hamstrung and strong-arm anybody, but to work for the betterment of the taxi drivers. Taxi drivers do have some concerns, and they can be very well adequately addressed through the associations.
Asserting that taxi business can be exciting, Jeffers said she would love to see taxi operators improve themselves in their knowledge of the island.
I do a 3-hour tour, and I talk from beginning to end, and I never run out of information. The information is there. I did see some taxi men at the museum down here. I think it was Saturday, and I'm saying, I hope they were given a list of some of the books that they can read to enhance and improve your knowledge of Nevis. They tell us that we are on the front line of the ambassadorial business of Nevis. We meet people, we talk to them, and we can make them feel wow about Nevis. We can do that in our associations.
2 taxi associations have been established on Nevis, the Queen City Taxi Association and the Nevis Taxi Drivers Association. The producer and the last of the artists who performed on the first Nevis Blues Festival left the island for the United Kingdom earlier today. Before they left, producer Richard Pavitt and artist Denise Gordon spoke to us.
I think most people thought it was refreshing that it was something different, because other festivals will have reggae. Other nights you'll hear reggae.
Yeah, we don't want to compete with the St Kitts Festival or Culturama. You know, that they have their identities, they're serving a local market. We have to recognise that we can't, you know, in our discussions with the administration here in Nevis, it was on the basis that we should try and extend the tourist season for the benefit, economic benefit of the island, which is the reason for running it in April, late in April. So that we fill hotel rooms, you know, we provide income for restaurants and taxi drivers, and you know, the local economy is large. Yeah. So to do that, we have to draw an international audience, you know, and that was its rationale right from day one, is that our audience would predominantly come from the US, the UK, small degree from Europe, and maybe from farther afield Caribbean islands. And that still is the objective.
And for this year, you do think that you would have met those objectives?
Well, I mean, if you ask around, the hotel rooms, certainly the smaller hotels all around this part of the island, they're all full. So that's objective number 1.
Well, we do know there are people here from Germany, Switzerland, festivals in Europe.
Dubai, New Zealand.
Actually come.
So, not as many as we will have in future, but this is only year 1. I mean, year 2, I would hope that I think all 400 and something odd hotel rooms in Nevis will be filled.
Pavitt, who said the Nevis Blues Festival was a unique experience, also said he is very encouraged by the response and is anticipating having the festival next year and way into the future. He too had high praise for the artists.
The Ian Siegel Band really stepped up and worked damn hard. You know, they played Thursday night for an hour and a half, they played Friday night for 2 hours nearly, and then they played Saturday night for 2.5, coming up 3 hours, you know. So they worked very hard, but the audience loved it. I have to say, a number of people who were just like, oh wow. And then you bring in Zach Harmon, you bring in Denise, and it adds more and more layers, and then Justin as well. And what it meant was that no two nights were the same, you know, although it was the same band, in some cases the same artists, the chemistry and the mix was different. And it was just great. It was magical. You don't often see that at festivals. Festivals sometimes just book artists who just go up on stage and play and do their 1 hour and leave. And as good as they may be, you don't get that spark, that electricity that comes from people. I mean, Denise had never met Ian before the Thursday, you know. We never met Zach before the Thursday.
No, we literally met.
None of them had met Justin until the Friday. But they're pros. They're just
and
true
music
pros.
just brings you together. You want to share your gifts, and it's a perfect
so
form to do
it was
that.
very creative, and I think that's part of what people picked up on. They may not have realised that's why they were picking up on it, but the energy, you know, was such that people were going, "Oh wow!" I mean, and I know there were some music professionals, you know, producers and record label people who have houses on the island here, who have all just collared me, you know, pulled me to one side and gone, "Do you know what? That was an achievement."
The Nevis Blues Festival also provided a platform for local artists such as the NEPAC Choir, Gary Knight, Shackle and Friends, as well as local bands that ended the different nights.
I mean, everything went fantastically well. It met my expectations, and certainly the Saturday exceeded my expectations. Thursday was a pity that it rained. It rained just at the time of day when people would have been going, should we get our clothes on and go out? Let's not. It was pouring with rain. So it wasn't that good a day in terms of audience attendance. It was great. Every night was spectacular in terms of what was produced on stage. You know, on the Thursday, our featured artist was Zach Harmon from Texas. On Friday, it was Asher Otto and her band from Antigua and the lovely Denise Gordon. And on Saturday, Denise and Zach. And from the USA, we had Justin Merrick from the Stax Music Academy and the Nevis Choir.
The Nevis Blues Festival Organizing Committee will meet in the coming weeks to determine the date for the next edition of the festival. The Nevis Tourism Authority's efforts at establishing a calendar of events on Nevis and using them as vehicles to promote the island is resulting in good success. That is according to Chief Executive Officer Greg Phillip, who says the aim is to turn the island into a year-round tourist destination.
Just a couple of weeks ago, the cross-channel swim, Nevis to St. Kitts cross-channel swim took place. Again, like the year before, almost 200 participants, many of them from overseas. Our numbers from the United Kingdom in general are up over the past couple of years, and it was a similar thing that we recognized with the swim, that yes, there's the travelers from London who are active are really responding to events on Nevis and are coming out. The swim is done. The Blues Festival, that is another event that the Nevis Tourism Authority have truly thrown its support behind, and have, again, it's the first one, but our main quest for this year is, yes, use it as an opportunity to build awareness for Nevis internationally and to create as much publicity as possible, gain as many assets as we can. When I say assets, I'm speaking about, of course, promotional assets from this year's event, so that for next year we can truly use those to push it even to higher heights.
Philip also spoke about upcoming activities that the NTA will also be using to build awareness about Nevis.
Coming up later in July, we have the Nevis Mango and Food Festival. It will be the second year, and I can guarantee you too that being the second year, it will be a major step up from what it was last year, as we're always trying to get better at the things we do, and promoting Nevis is one of the things we do, so we're obviously planning to get better at that. After that, our next major event would really be the Nevis Marathon and the Nevis Triathlon. Nevis Marathon comes up on the 12th of September, and the Triathlon comes up on the 14th of November.
The NTA, according to Philip, believes that making Nevis a year-round tourist destination will impact the island's economy.
Unless we are a year-round destination, we'll continue with something that none of us should be satisfied with, which is hotels and restaurants having to close because it's not profitable for them to remain open during certain months during the summer. Well, what we're saying is that it's time to change, and thankfully the industry is beginning to respond to that. Some hotels are beginning to shorten the window of closure because that's what they have to do until they grow to the point where they can actually not close. And then in addition to that, we have some restaurants that have already made the leap and decide we are going to stay open year round, and those are the sort of things that we're talking about, because we truly need that level of support. And that is only happening, and these establishments are only making these decisions because over the last year, they've really and truly begun to see progress.
For about a year and a half, the NTA has been marketing Nevis in Texas, for example, as a summer vacation destination, and that promotion is paying off.
The numbers show that last year, in terms of the Texans who actually traveled directly to Nevis, almost 50% of them came to Nevis during the summer months. So we know that we are onto something. We know that what we're doing is truly working, and we're going to continue to work that strategy until we truly see exactly what we're looking for. There's a few other things that we're doing and that we're working on, but ultimately that's our goal, because we know that is the one thing that we have to do in order to truly revolutionize tourism on the island of Nevis.
CEO of the Nevis Tourism Authority, Greg Phillip. Coming up after the break, a Cultural Development Foundation honors icons. Stay tuned. Welcome back. With Culturama 41 just 3 months away, ideas for the summer festival are already taking shape in the form of costumes. 12 persons recently participated in the Department of Youth and Sports Costume Building and Design Workshop, learning techniques from facilitator Shandy Lewis. Lewis out of Antigua has more than 15 years of experience in designing costumes.
The response has been going very good. As you can see, some of the individuals, they picked up quite fast, and some of the things I've been teaching them are new things to them. So I like that a lot of them have been picking up on what I teach them. With my experience in teaching them this year, I should see something different from Culturama. Basically what you're seeing them doing here today, I've given them a task over last week, whereas I've shown some names in some back with some different teams, and each individual had to pick from a team and design a costume based on their team. So as you can see, everyone is doing something different colors, different trimmings. It's what they come about with their team, and at the end of this workshop, I've seen what they come up with, and they're now, I would say Culturama will be different this year.
We also got some feedback from some of the participants.
My theme that I'm working with is African. So I am going with the safari in Africa, the sunset. So I'm yet to decide on a name for the costume, but that's what I'm working on right now. It's been a wonderful experience. I thank him for coming here. I thank the social development group for putting this on. It's really been great.
I've done art on the island for a number of years, but costume making is very new to me, and I'm really glad for this workshop and the experience. I think I hope to take away from this not just more so the creative aspect of it, but the technique in building a costume, because I know I've done costume making before, but this step-by-step procedure is the part that really is a learning experience for me. So I think I'm going to take away a lot of skills from this. I already have the creativity, I'm just learning the technique. Well, I have a mystical costume design. It's based around mystical beings, so therefore this is my neck piece. I have a headpiece here, I have 2 arm pieces here and leg pieces here, so I think it will come together very nicely. Each one complements the other.
My theme here is mythical, and my costume is representing myth and magic. That's my theme here, and I'm enjoying the workshop.
My costume is tropical fantasy, all about colors. It is a very good idea, a good experience. I learned a lot of things from this workshop, and I intend to carry it on. I will bring out a troupe in fantasy.
The costume design workshop ran for 2 weeks from April 7th to 17th. It is one of several activities the Department of Youth and Sports is hosting in observance of Youth Month during April. The theme for the 2015 observance of Youth Month is Youth Expression Through the Arts. Let your minds flow and your talents show. The Nevis Cultural Development Foundation recently honored some of the island's icons for their contribution to cultural development in Nevis and the wider Caribbean through various art forms. On Thursday, April 16th, the foundation staff visited the honorees and presented them with gifts. One of the visits was paid to Eglantine Dewberry, who is known for her performances in dance.
We're here to present you with this fruit basket. It's a token of our appreciation to you for all that you've done for us in the area of arts and culture in the island of Nevis and St. Kitts in the Caribbean. Lots of people look forward to seeing you perform, and so we are grateful for all that you've done. So we want to say thank you by giving you this fruit basket.
Thank you all very much. I perform a lot, and I could do more still, but I'm relaxing. So I just,
Are you relaxing right now?
Yeah, relaxing right now. I could do more. Not because I have all aches and pain, I could still move. And thank God for that. I'm holding on.
For us this afternoon?
No, not this afternoon.
No. Okay.
So I thank you all very much. And whatever it may be, appreciate of it. So thank you all very, very much. And thanks for coming.
Also being honored was Eulalie Francis, who is known for her Nevisian cuisine. Her daughter Hazel Francis accepted on her behalf.
I want to say thanks to the Cultural Development Foundation for taking notice of what my mother has done over the years and making sure that her contribution is not gone unnoticed. And I'd also like to say thanks to the many patrons who she's had over the years who have patronized her business. I also want to say thanks to all those who have tasted her hand and who still ask if they can get like a sauce, her special recipe, and to do some of her cakes and fine tasty treats. I want to say thanks to everybody.
Guitarist and founder of the Caribbean Roots band, Leroy Paris Sr., was one of 3 icons honored for their contribution in the area of music.
We're here to present to Leroy Postman Paris as a token of our love and appreciation from the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation for his contribution in the area of arts and culture over the years in the island of Nevis, St. Kitts, the wider Caribbean. And so on behalf of the department, we'd like to present to you, Postman, this fruit basket.
Thank you. Thank you.
David the Maestro Freeman was also honored. He provided entertainment for his visitors as a show of appreciation. The staff at the Cultural Development Foundation also honored Joseph Jogo Brandy for his contribution to the survival of big drum music.